I was having this dream where I was running. Somebody was chasing me. It was a terrible dream. I think I could fly a little bit, but not fly real well, you know? Just kind of like, sort of like the watermelon kids do, you know? It's like that. And I woke up and my legs felt like I'd been running a marathon or something. It's 4:12. My bill's paid. I paid my bill. I'm back online. I'm trying to go back to sleep. Go pick up Jupiter. Jupiter's a great dog. I was talking about him today. When I took him home last, I was combing him out. And I said, "There you go, boy." This was up at my house. Driving back to the city, his mom was coming in town. So I want to make him look sort of presentable. He'd been running around the woods, probably had some burrs in him and stuff. So I'm combing him out and I go, there you go, boy. And he jumps, this is no shit. He sort of jumps up and puts his paws around my neck like this and hugs me. And I was taken back, I don't want a dog jumping on me. But I was so like, I was on the ground sort of. I was like sitting on the ground, combing him out. And he just did it real fast. And then once he did it, he like gave me the bear hug. And I was taken back. I didn't correct him, And right away I sort of figured out that this is something that his mother must have taught him, And I understand that I know that he's a dog. I know that he really wasn't hugging me. He wasn't, He was probably just excited. I used a tone that excited him. Cocker Spaniels are excitable. And he responded sort of by jumping up and hugging me. Boy, but it certainly felt like a hug. And I think that I even in an anthropomorphic way said something, "Oh, that's nice, you're a good boy," So I gave him positive reinforcement for it. That's the only thing that I can figure is his mom taught him how to do that. I sort of want, and I took him home and I dropped Jupe off with her mom's boyfriend, and I didn't talk to Matt about it. His mom wasn't there. I was gonna say, did you teach Choopy to do that? So I've had some communications with Choopy's mom, but I didn't bring that up. It was about other stuff. So I want to ask her if she taught Choop to do that. Oh man, those dreams where you're being chased are sort of the worst. And it's clearly that it's something about somebody's after you, and it could just be something as minor as money problems I've had lately. I had to put a new transmission in my car, and then my car, when it was at the place, somebody stole a Herm Springer collar that I overpaid for. I bought it at my old girlfriend's pet store. I paid $45 or something ridiculous for it. Way too expensive. I replaced it by buying a new one on Walmart.com for $20. It might even be a little bit smaller, which that's sort of what this dog needs. The Herm Springer that was Riley's, the Red Fox Lab. It was a little bit big. It was it's a little bit bigger than I would have preferred on her. I'm the one that bought it. I remember I was headed over towards Long Island City. That's when his mom and dad lived in Long Island City, and that was the only size that Joni had. And I was like, okay, give me the bigger one. But it seemed like it was probably a little bit big. So there's a purpose for everything. you know. There's a purpose, there's a reason for everything. I mean, I don't know why my transmission fucked up, but there must be some kind of reason that it did to make my life hell, you know, just to make my life fucking hell, make my life harder. So those dreams, you know, they're the worst. You know, I have similar type of dreams, you know, like the vampires are chasing me, you know. I can usually sort of fly and keep away, and I did keep away from it was people that were chasing me. I kept away from them in the dream, and then I woke up, you know, maybe before they were gonna get me, you know. I don't know. I can't remember. It's all sort of like, you know. I just know that when I woke up, my legs felt like I had actually been running. You know, like my legs, I mean, I must have been kicking in the bed or something, or, you know, my muscles must have been contracting, because they really did that. Felt like I'd been running, or, you know, doing leg presses or something. So I'm gonna go back to sleep. You know, I gotta wake up tomorrow, go get Joopy, and I've sort of been moving stuff around in my art studio here. You know. So I want to go back to doing that. I want to clear out more floor space. That's my goal, is to, you know, make more floor space. Throwing stuff away that either I've already showed, or I'm not going to show, or it's just bullshit, you know. I don't keep everything. That's for sure. You know, I got like this thing over my shoulder. I'm keeping that. It's already wrapped up. I showed it. It got reviewed. It got reviewed positively in art forum. So that stuff I have a tendency to keep. If it got like reviewed in the New York Times, it's in my fucking barn. You know, I figure I need to keep it. You know, even if I never show it, maybe somebody will show it after I die. It's the truth. You know, I'll probably have a retrospective at some point and pull that shit out. Like Every Cop's Fantasy. That's a good piece, you know. The white punk cop taking the fucking plunger to the black cop, you know, mud sticking him. It was all about Abner Louima. It was a terrible story. For you all that are young probably don't even remember it, but it was like some cops took this cat that they, you know, it was like maybe from one of the African countries or something. They didn't like him because he was coming out of a gay bar or something, right? They busted a bunch of people just because they didn't like him, and they took Abner Louima back to the police station, and then, you know, they commit this act on him. They put a plunger up his ass, the stick. Then he ends up in the hospital. You know, they found the plunger. They found his DNA on the plunger. They took him into like a bathroom and tried to make him confess for doing nothing, you know, except being gay. Who gives a shit if somebody's gay? You know, sounds like the cops have some issues for sure. You know, that's the only reason why somebody would do something like that. Like, you know, that study, all those studies that they did with people that commit violent homophobic acts, and then they find out that the people that do that, homophobic people, are actually, you know, gay, and they hate themselves, so they act out on people because they hate themselves. They're like, you know, do you know what I'm saying? A lot of studies done that they, you know, it's proven that homophobic people are actually gay. They're attracted to their own, you know, sex, and they're angry, and that's a perfect example. It's a good piece. I got a lot of work in my barn, so I guess I'll put this video out and then go back to sleep and, you know, continue moving art and go get Jupiter, the dog that hugs people.